Hey friends, before we begin, quick invitation. I'm opening the circle to the Track Your Life Masterclass on March 26th. 5 weeks of live apprenticeship with me, tracking the wildest terrain there is, your inner landscape. If you've been listening and feeling called to go deeper, this is your moment. We're lighting the fire again, and I hope you'll join me. Link to register in the show notes or on my website. Welcome to the Track Your Life podcast. My name is Boyd Varty, and this show is an invitation to journey with me as a story hunter, following the call of the wild. This series follows a wild expedition into the vast and untamed Namibian desert to track Africa's most elusive and rare animals. Tracking is an art that lives in all of us, and it's my hope that these stories will bring light to the tracks of your own adventure and awaken your own elusive wild one. Episode 7, The Snow Leopard. In Peter Matheson's beautiful book, The Snow Leopard, he is on a journey to the high Himalaya to discover the world's most secretive cat. He never finds the snow leopard, but the journey and days spent in the high, clear mountains help facilitate his entrance into a profound mind state of pure Zen. Towards the end of his trip, he writes, "Have you found the snow leopard? No. Isn't that wonderful?" How beautiful that some things are to remain a mystery. We leave our cold bungalows at dawn to make our way to the waterfall ravine in pursuit of a lion's trail. Before we alight from the vehicle, we catch sight of a brown hyena. This animal, known as the wolf in these parts, with its long, scraggly fur coat, gives off the vibes of a Burning Man raver making his way back to camp at dawn. Due to a navigation issue, we find ourselves exploring the wrong ravine. The tracks of jackals and hyena are fresh on the ground, but no sign of lion. For 2.5 hours, we make our way down the ravine towards the coast, spread out at a great distance so we might cover the most ground. We can barely see each other. The desert feels silently haunting. In the vastness and the intense stillness, I realize that the desert has no meaning. The desert is meaning. These nights here with my friends under the stars are a gift in and of themselves. And as I long for lion, I must also face the truth here in this confronting nothingness. And this is the truth. My whole life I have been an addict. Yes, I have been an addict with a silent addiction to sensation in my nervous system. I need something to happen rather than face the spacious nothingness that feels like death. And this fear of stillness and space has set me on paths, always seeking adventure, seeking drama, seeking sex, seeking money, seeking cake, anything for something to be happening. The endless wheel of need and consumption. So much of man's suffering comes from the inability to sit quietly in the self. And if you look for yourself in doing, you will only ever create from the level of ego. But here in the desert, I see that so much of me is driven by a fear of being nothing, because stillness to the scattered mind mistakenly feels like nothingness, like dying. And there's no hiding from it here. A silent step and then another, nothing moves. The desert is an abyss and there are no lion tracks. But in this undistracted truth of the spacious desert, I begin to enter into the fullness of the moment. In the vast outer silence, there is a path to inner silence. Wilderness is a door inward. And as I walk, I find my heart, and I am overcome by a profound gratitude for small things. The truth that somewhere here a lion is living its life. I am touched by the notion that there is water in my water bottle. And I see glimpses of my fellow adventurers bobbing on the ridgeline of the ravine. And the knowing that comes with it, with this gratitude, is colossal. We are here. We are here. We, all of us, all sentient life, we get to be here. And the desert stillness mirrors the spacious stillness of the moment. It is not empty. It pulses with fullness. The gifts of life, so close to us in moments that they are almost impossible to see. How does the next breath come? And this thing I call my life is not my life at all. Everything is given. The paradox of deeply accepting the space of the self is that we are here to create. Not because we need something to happen, but out of pure joy. And yet only when we can sit fully in the self can our actions arise not out of addiction or need, but out of a profound inner alignment. Our being wanting to express itself. Not need, not fear, not addiction. We are single points of consciousness staring at ourselves. We walk the ravine and eventually as friends are reunited on the beach where a whalebone is washed up. And here we turn, still daunted, and make our way back towards our vehicle, which by some desert illusion seems closer, but never actually gets closer. And suddenly we find ourselves on the ridgeline of the correct ravine. And then there in the red canyon sand are lion tracks, beautiful pug marks after pug mark, living proof that our whole trip has not been in vain. A lion has been here. The tracks are beautiful in the soft sand, and in places seem so fresh, as if the lion just passed. We follow on its trail down to the waterfall, moving where the lion moved, knowing it was here, feeling the animal in our own bodies as we track it. And the tracks then turn away from the coast and walk back into the empty desert. We follow until they crest a sand dune and are suddenly gone, polished clean by the wind, etch-a-sketched, back to nothing. The trail ends here, and without saying a word, we all know the expedition is over. Did you find the lion? No. Isn't that wonderful?
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Track Your Life podcast with Boyd. To begin your own story hunting journey, sign up to the online course on Boyd's website, or just find him on Instagram, X, or your favorite podcast player. Please rate and review this podcast so that more people can find and enjoy it.